What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. I hope you guys all had a good day of trading. So I kind of want to take a look at the market, just taking a look at the Nasdaq 100, the Qqs. If you know me, you know that I'm a scalper, and predominantly I'm going to scalp some of the big names in the Qqs, the Amazons, Teslas, Netflix, Nvidias, Apples, so forth and so forth. So just to get started, another good, really great day. Nasdaq was up about a point, $4.22 on the day. We closed at 384.22. So here's what I want to kind of look at. Okay, so just taking a step back, going back to this big breakout that we've had here with that first close over the 50-day moving average on the 18th of October. We've pretty much been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trading days making higher highs. So previous resistance was this whole consolidation period here with highs of about 382.78. Today hit highs of 384.48. So with that, tomorrow is Friday. Options are expiring. I know a lot of you guys like to play 0 days till expiration. If you're a scalper, you can get those contracts pretty cheap. And the only thing that I want to let you guys know is that if the move doesn't go in your favor, like almost immediately, it's better to just cut that trade, even if it does come back and bounce an hour later, because you don't want to run the risk of those contracts essentially going to zero, or would be, a 5, 10, 15% loss turning into a 40, 50, 60% loss because of that time decay on those contracts expiring. So the market looks like it needs a rest. Okay. 8 days going stronger, pretty much almost going straight up, with the exception of maybe 1-2 days where we had a little bit of a rest day and then followed by another pop. So to the long side, what we're looking for is 384.50 to the break to the top side. Again, I'm going to keep speaking about it. I think the fourth quarter market is going to ramp up, especially on the Qqs. 391.82 is the next price target on the Qqs to kind of start that next leg higher. But I do think that we do need to come in, back test a little bit of rising support. I don't really know any stocks that go on multiple day runs and don't at least test the 5-day moving average at least once. So now we're on 3 days where we haven't tested the 5-day moving average here. Qqs can be weighted down a little bit tomorrow. Amazon missed earnings, Apple missed earnings. They kind of sold those stocks off. Amazon currently down about 200 points, and Apple is down about 5 points. So you can expect a lot of weight to be on the Qqs for tomorrow. So I don't really want to have an 100% bias one way or the other. I always kind of look for some longs. I look for some shorts, but I'm leaning a little bit more towards the rest side. I was actually leaning towards the rest side today, meaning that I was a little bit more sell biased on some of the plays that I was going to take. Only took one trade today. That was on Apple at the start, right off, the word go. That 150 level I was watching for a while. I took that for a ride for about 100% gain on my 3 contracts that I traded there. Contracts were running about $215, $212 at the point in time that I bought them. They increased over 100%. You can kind of do the math on what my P&L was off of that trade. But just going forward, okay, what I'm looking at to the downside on the Qqs is this 381.19. That's today's low. 381.19. If the Qqs break down below that, we are going to have an initial push down to 380.29, which is the linear regression channel 50. That's going to be anywhere, depending on the pre-market and where we actually open up, anywhere from about 50 cents to 80-cent move on that initial scalp. Now, again, with it being Friday, with me playing same day expirations, with me being a scalper, I'm looking to get in. I'm looking for the break or the flush and move extremely quickly in my favor. And I'm looking to take 15, 20, 25, 30% move on those contracts as fast as I can. The minute that those contracts, or the stock price actually, the minute that that stock price starts to hesitate, starts to stall, and starts to pull back, in this case, if I'm looking short, starts to bounce, I will just quickly exit that position, take my profits right then and there, and or cut the loss and or break even. So if we do get below this linear regression channel 50 line, that 380.18 level, the rising support that I'm looking to test here on the Qqs is at 379.16. So possible another trade setup depending on if we can form some kind of bear flag, a little bit of that push down, maybe a bounce, consolidate sideways, and then get that second flush down. That would be trade opportunity number 2, unless the Nasdaq is extremely weak and it just blows right through this 380.18 and really doesn't give you any sort of bounce. Then my price target is going to be this 379 area, between 379 and 379.30, 379.40. Anywhere in that, if I can catch that scalp, I will probably be one and done when it comes to the Qqs. Obviously, anything below 379, next area of support is 376. So that's the 10-day moving average. Something to look, something to keep on your watch list, something to keep on the top of your brain while you're watching the market. So this whole move that we've had up has been phenomenal. If we do, even if, let's say next week we come back into the 10-day moving average and test this 376 before we start to bounce once again and repass these highs, is perfectly fine. This is still about a 40 to 50% pullback on this whole initial move on the daily chart from pulling over the 50-day moving average. Nothing wrong with that at all. Doesn't mean that stocks are going to zero. Doesn't mean that the market is going to crash. Doesn't mean any of that. Stocks get tired. Stocks need to rest, especially when you had a couple of stocks and big stocks like Amazon and Apple missed the earnings, or the market didn't like the earnings and they sold them off a little bit. You can expect a little bit of downward pressure. So that's what I'm looking at, 381.19. I'm looking for that quick 50 cents to 75 cent push to the downside, depending on if we bounce at the linear regression channel. 50 will determine whether I'm going to hold on to this trade or cut it there. If we can flush just a clean, good momentum, good volume, flush through that level, then my price target on that scalp to the downside is going to be about 379.07. Obviously, you're never going to time the trade perfectly. So even though the pivot that I have is 381.19 to the downside, we can open up the market, 381.05, 380.88. Depends on what we open up and when the bell rings and what the stock is doing in the pre-market. So just want to keep that on the top of your heads. And until next time, guys, like the video, share the video, comment, let me know what you guys are thinking about the Qqs. Let me know what you guys think about Amazon and Apple. And also, what did you guys trade today? Let me go ahead and look at those charts, just kind of see and get an idea. If you guys are looking to join the Discord, my Discord is down in the link below, as well as my trading website down in the description box below as well.